ये कान बंद कर देता है यार, ये गले में रहे तो कैसा है। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला सय्यिदिल मुरसलीन अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम अस्सलातु वस्सलामु अलैका या रसूलल्लाह अस्सलातु वस्सलामु अलैका या हबीबल्लाह अस्सलातु वस्सलामु अलैका या नबियल्लाह व अला आलिका व अस्हाबिका या नूरल्लाह नवैतु सुन्नतल इअ्तिकाफ। Our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam has said that a person who sends one time durood or salutation or salawat upon me, Allah Azza wa Jal sends 10 mercies upon him. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salatum wa salaman alayka ya Sayyidi ya Rasulallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. The day of Jum'ah is the greatest day amongst all the days of the year. Aqaid Alam sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned many virtues of the day of Jum'ah. And one of the famous hadith mubarakah is from Hazrat Abu Lubaba bin Abdul Munthir radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, Al-Jum'atu Sayyidul Ayyam. Jum'ah is the chief of all the days. It's a head of all the days. And according to Allah Azza wa Jal, the day of Jum'ah enjoys a great status. And according to Allah Azza wa Jal, its azmat, its greatness is higher than the Eidul Fitr and Eidul Adha. So this is the day of Jum'ah. This is we talking about the Jum'ah in any month throughout the year. But if the same Jum'ah comes in the month of Ramadan, and if it is Jum'atul Wida, the last Jum'ah, its importance even increases further. So it's mentioned in Hadith Mubarakah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, the greatness, the fadilat of the Jum'ah of Ramadan is like the greatness of Ramadan over other months. Like the Ramadan is very great in other months, so likewise the Jum'ah of Ramadan is greater than other Jum'ahs. So Jum'ah on its own itself is Sayyidul Ayyam, is greater than all days, but then the Jum'ah of Ramadan is greater than all other Jum'ahs as well. Especially when it comes to the last Jum'ah of Ramadan. It leads us to memorize many things, many beautiful things that we have done in the month of Ramadan. Many good intentions and niyats we have made in the month of Ramadan. So in the Jumatul Wida, we try to conclude that these are my convictions, my commitments, my promises with my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which I have to fulfill throughout the year, because these are my promises with my Lord. So few things we will try to identify whereby our commitments need to be renewed and commitments needs to be more stronger than just a lip service. First of all, today could be the last day of Ramadan. And it would be a very strange Ramadan that the first day of Ramadan was Friday. And the last day of Ramadan could also be Friday, because the chances of sighting the moon tonight is 99%. But we still keep that 1% because it's all about sighting with the eyes, not based on the scientific calculation. So today could be the last day. Now the little time we got from after Jum'ah till the sunset is still Ramadan. So we must do maximum ibadat in this time. Start reading Quran Pak, start reading Durood Sharif, start giving more charity, because this time is going to be over very soon. So whatever time is left, Jumatul Wida tells us that Ramadan is telling us, I'm going. This whole message of Wida, the farewell, the departure, actually is knocking at our hearts and our minds and our intellect that wake up, I'm going. A day is left, or 2 days are left, or half a day is left, like in today's situation. So little time that's there, if we can be conscientized and take charge of it and start worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can benefit a lot. Especially on the day of Jum'ah, the time between Asr and Maghrib. According to Hadith Mubarakah, in this time dua is accepted. Now look at this wonderful opportunity you have, that it's a Jum'ah, it's a Jum'ah of Ramadan, and it's a Jum'atul Wida, and it could be the last day of Ramadan. So that opportunity, you have it now from Asr till Maghrib, just today. And it is hoped that the dua is accepted. So spend your time between Asr and Maghrib to make maximum duas that you can make. Okay, many people, they wait for some collective dua, some big Maulana must come who knows the wordings very well, very fluent in making dua, bring nice words. And they say, bada maza aata hai, let's go sit in that dua. It's fine, I'm not against it. But sometimes make your own dua with your own words in your own language. Just start a communication with your Lord. Put your problems in His court, because it's not necessary that your problem are same as the problem of other person. Maybe one person has different problems and you have different problems, and your problem is not even mentioned in the dua. So if you make your own dua, then you would know exactly what's happening in my life, what's happening in my business, what's happening in my family. So you can start asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala according to that. Yes, in the masajid we do make intizam and ihtimam that we do collective dua, but also try to spend some time making your private individual dua. Okay, today we inshallah must try to do this. In fact, the whole time from Asr till Maghrib should be spent in dua. We must work out our time. It's going to be maximum 1 hour, 15-20 minutes, something like this. Maybe a collective dua can take 10-15 minutes. The rest of the time is your time. So you make your own. Don't just sit and talk with friends and chit chat and wasting time and start talking about Eid and preparation and what clothes are you wearing and what perfume are you wearing and where you going. You're not going to get anything out of it. So this last few moments, spend them, because dua is also ibadat. It's mentioned in Hadith Mubarakah that ad-du'a'u ibadatun. Dua is ibadat. So if you're not reading Quran at that time and you're not reading Durood at that time, but you're making dua, you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you reconnecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so you are in ibadat. क्या हो गया? तो छोड़ दो यार, मक्खियां भी अपना काम कर रही हैं, हम अपना काम करेंगे. सल्लु अलल हबीब सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम. Okay, after Jum'ah, you must recite this durood 80 times. The durood in the Mahal of Dawat Islami, this durood is repeated very often in our dars and bayans. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin al-Nabiyyil Ummi wa ala alihi wa sallim. You can say wa ala alihi wa sahbihi. You can add that, not a problem. It's mentioned in Hadith Mubarakah that a person who reads this Durood Sharif 80 times on the day of Jum'ah, his sins of 80 years are forgiven. तो ये तो दुरूद सबको याद होना चाहिए. Everyone should memorize this Durood Sharif. And the thawab of ibadat of 80 years is written in his account. 80 साल के गुनाह माफ और 80 साल की इबादत का सवाब उसके खाते में लिख दिया जाता है. तो एक बार हम पढ़ लेना, रिपीट आफ्टर मी. अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मदिन नबी अल उम्मी व अला. हर जुमे को पढ़ लिया करें, क्योंकि इसमें कोई रमज़ान की and 80 years of ibadat is recorded in your book of deeds. Jumatul Wida, the last Juma of Ramadan, gives us a very special warning that, O people, this month which is full of barakah, mercy, forgiveness, is leaving us. Al-Wida, farewell. The whole concept of Al-Wida, the whole concept of Jumatul Wida is about to remind us that Ramadan is about to go. So, what must we do? We must thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala maximum. When this reminder comes of Al-Wida, Jumatul Wida is telling us Ramadan is going. So this should motivate us to be grateful and thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He granted us this ni'mat of Ramadan. ये अल्लाह ताला ने नेमत जो दी है हमको, ये अब जाने वाली है, लेकिन उसने दी है ना, तो उसका शुक्र अदा करें. And we must think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted us more tawfiq in this month to worship Him. Namazes increased. In the month of Ramadan, those who are lazy, we see them that they're reading Salah more often. Masajid are full with musallis. People are reading Taraweeh, reading Quran. They're giving charity, giving zakat, lillah, fitra, trying to help in the work of deen, helping in sahri, iftari programs, in so many different ways. Person is worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that tawfiq is increased, realizing that one should pay shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the last Jum'ah of Ramadan is reminding us, remember these ni'mats of Allah. And after memorizing them, what must you do? After realizing them, what must you do? Is to be grateful, is to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because this was not by your choice, this was granted to you by the fadl of Allah azza wa jal. And inshallah, if you do that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will increase His ni'mats upon you. Because people who do shukr in the court of Allah azza wa jal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases His ni'mats upon them. Those who just being in the routine, they don't know what's coming, what's going, what good came to us, what good left us. They don't really get this reward. So you must be conscious about it. And how would you be conscientized about these things? When you read or listen or you sit in the mahfil of ilm, where you are given the correct knowledge so you can understand and realize and appreciate. Jumatul Wida makes us realize that now few days or few hours are left. And that month is about to go, which was so special that in every moment in that month, people were being forgiven. Every night, people were forgiven. And according to one narration, every evening, 1 million people were being forgiven. And on the night of Jaisa, which is the night of Eid, possibly could be tonight, that all those who were forgiven in whole month, that much people would be forgiven in the night of Eid al-Fitr. So one should remember and realize that, and the Jumatul Wida knocks at our hearts and minds and tells us that very special month is now leaving. Now, in order to show ihtaram and respect to the month of Ramadan, if we were weak and we did not fulfill the rights of the month of Ramadan, the Jum'atul Wida tells us you got little time left to ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. थोड़ा सा वक्त बाकी है, अल्लाह ताला से माफ़ी मांग लो. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, Ramadan came, Rahmat came, Maghfirat came, Itq minan nar, freedom from the fire came. You know, so many people were forgiven, but I was lazy. I did not value the month of Ramadan. But that little time that is left now, maybe in today's time could be few hours, one should seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, I could not fulfill the haqq of the month of Ramadan. मैं रमज़ान के महीने का हक पूरा नहीं कर सका, मैं इसकी तौक़ीर और इज़्ज़त पूरी तरह से नहीं कर सका, ये अब जा रहा है, या अल्लाह मुझे माफ़ फरमा दे. This is the message of the Jum'atul Wida. And whatever little time is left, we should value. And we should try our level best that we are set free from the hellfire. दोज़ख की आग से हमें आज़ादी मिल जाए, और इन महीनों में, इन लम्हों में मिल जाती है, तो हम कोशिश करें उसके लिए. And we must also make a commitment that instead of spending the remainder of the time in lahw la'ab, or in playing, or in just talking, or chit-chatting, or being busy on games and internets and this and that, we should spend our time in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You still have a lot of time and you still have life in which you can do other things, but these times will not be there, they will be gone very soon. So since you have this little time left, leave everything else. Just get into the ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And most importantly, many people they think mentally or through their body language. The message is given that now the month of Ramadan is leaving and we are saying bye bye, month of Ramadan, alvida, alvida. And at the same time, there's alvida to namaz, there's alvida to reading of Quran Majid, there's alvida to visiting the masjid very often, there is alvida to giving charity in the path of Allah Azza wa Jal, there is alvida in doing good deeds constantly as you are doing in the month of Ramadan. तो लोगों ने ये समझ लिया है कि अलविदा का मतलब ये है कि जो जो अच्छे काम हम रमज़ान में करते थे अब रमजान जा रहा है तो उन अच्छे कामों को भी गुड बाय कर दो। क्या रमजान तू आया, अब ये अच्छे काम जो तेरे साथ आए थे इनको भी तू साथ ले जा। Is this the mindset? I mean, you might not be planning this way, but as I said, the body language, the practice of the people tells us, as they have done goodbye and have offered farewell to every good activity that they were doing in the month of Ramadan. Now this is something to think about, something very important. What is the purpose of fasting in the month of Ramadan? The purpose of fasting in the month of Ramadan, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, that you may become muttaqi. That's the purpose of fasting in the month of Ramadan. Kutiba alaykumus siyamu kama kutiba alal ladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Fasting has been made compulsory upon you as it was made compulsory upon the previous people, upon the previous ummats. Why? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So, O Ummat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that you may fear Allah, that you may become muttaqi, that you may become salih. इसलिए रोजे फर्ज किए गए कि तुम नेक हो जाओ. And who is a नेक person? Who is a pious person? Who is a muttaqi? Who does not neglect any farz duty, who does not neglect any wajib duty, and on top of that he performs sunnats and mustahabbat and nawafil. We say he is a neek person, he is a salih person, he is muttaqi. That is the purpose of Ramadan, to come and knock at our doors. And Allah gave us the tawfiq to fast in the month of Ramadan. Ye maqsad hai. Now, in order to achieve this maqsad of taqwa, to develop taqwa, Allah Ta'ala gave us 1 month for tarbiyat. He gave us 1 month for training. In order for us to get us the proper training, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala locked the shaitan one side. Okay, you have a difficulty in your training to become muttaqi because shaitan keeps on coming and putting waswasa. I make it easy for you, I'll lock the shaitan. So you have no excuse to make that, well, I tried, but shaitan was there and he did not let me develop or achieve. Now you got no excuse, that too, because shaitan is locked up, so you don't have him around you. So this 1 month of training was to make you pious. This 1 month of training was to make you muttaqi. This 1 month of training was to make you realize that I must leave sins. This 1 month of training was to make you prepared to earn halal rozi. This 1 month was to prepare you not to cheat people. This 1 month was to prepare you not to lie and deceive people in your matters of life or in your business. This 1 month was to prepare you to control your eyes so you do not commit or indulge in evil sightedness. Badnigahi mein mubtala na ho jao. So this 1 month was to prepare you, to make you a good, saleh, upright Muslim. But if as soon as the Ramadan leaves, we go back to where we were before, no namazes anymore, and we run from the masjid and from the fast to go to the cinema halls to watch the latest movies. That's why the people who make movies, they know their season time of making business. They launch all the newcomers of their movies in Ramadan, and they advertise, for Eid al-Fitr, this movie is coming. And they get the biggest shows and they sell in a large number. The box office is full and they make a lot of money. Why? Because all these people who are being put in the training to become muttaqi and develop fear of Allah, they have left taqwa all of a sudden. They have left the fear of Allah all of a sudden. Now they're standing in the queues to spend their time in the movie centers, in the movie halls, to watch so many haram things. Was this the purpose of the month of Ramadan? No, we have taken it all together in the wrong way. That the reason was to make us good, pious people. So on the day of Eid, when it comes, people must recognize us through our characters, that Ramadan has made impact on them. Ramadan has made an effect on them. Ramadan has changed them. Ramadan has brought goodness in them. This message should have come. But unfortunately, on the day of Eid, many Muslims, they do not even perform their namaz. They take their women, their daughters, their wives, let them wear anyhow, half naked, open arms, open heads, open necks, tight clothes. Their young daughters, they're going at malls, they're going at public gathering places where every evil sight is looking at them. What have you earned in the month of Ramadan that you decided to come and destroy in one day? The Eid, the festival, is different concept for the Muslims than to the Christians and the Jews and the Hindus and other kafirs. Because when their great days come, they drink alcohol. When their great days come, they do hundreds of haram things. And when our great day comes as Muslims, we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We start our day with Salatul Fajr. Then we start our early day with Salatul Fitr or Salatul Adha. And this is the message for us, that you are different. You are different from Hindus. You are different from Christians. You are different from other religions who are not faithful. You are faithful. You are believers. So we still don't learn after doing our Eid namaz and greeting everyone. So wearing nice clothes and nice perfumes, smelling very good, but there's dirt under us. Under these clothes there is dirt. Under this body, in the heart, there's filth. So the whole month of Ramadan is to make us realize and make us recognize that, we belong to Allah. We are a very different nation. We live in this dunya for our necessary needs. Otherwise, we are not interested in dunya. We are only interested in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why the scholars have said that a Muslim should be like a compass. In Urdu we say parkar, that has two legs, and you make a circle. And you make a circle, They say this is how a believer should be. That his one leg can go around, no problem. Can move around. That's a dunya. You go open your shop. You go open your factory. You go have meetings, close your business deals. That's your one leg. But one leg must be established in the center, and that is your deen of Islam. Because if this one leg is shaken, you can never make a perfect circle. Your circle would be zigzag. And when you make a zigzag circle, you are a failure. Your success would be if you live your life like this. So Ramadan comes to tell us that put your foot very strong on your markaz, on your center, and your markaz are the teachings of our beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your markaz is Quran, your markaz is the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your markaz is deen. So you cannot kick that markaz out on the day of Eid, that you start doing everything haram, what deen taught you in the whole month of Ramadan. So Jumatul Vida's message is, leave masjid today with a commitment. Inshallah. That my commitment is that Allah gave me once again month of Ramadan to change me, to make me muttaqi, to make me pious. मुझे नेक बनाने के लिए अल्लाह ताला ने एक बार फिर रमज़ान का महीना दिया है. अब अगले साल पता नहीं रहूं कि ना रहूं, मर जाऊं, जिंदा रहूं, लेकिन आज मैं ये अहद करके निकलता हूं कि अब मैंने अपनी जिंदगी को बदल देना है. I'll be a pious person. I'll take care of halal and haram. I'll take care of jaiz and najaiz. I'll see what is lawful for me and what is not lawful for me. I'll worry about those things. I'll be punctual with my namaz. I'll be punctual with my other Islamic duties. We make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to commit ourselves to what we have heard and what we have understood. There's a question. Some people say that if you read 12 nawafil of Qazai Umri, then all the namazes that you have missed in the past are completed. You get this lot on the social media, and that's a wrong information. There's no such thing that you can read some nafil namazes and all your farz which you have missed are now repaired. There's no such thing. It's a story made by some ignorant people. Qazai Umri means that every namaz that you have missed, you must make qaza of that. There's no shortcut. Yes, you can read 12 nawafil with the intention that with the barakat of 12 nawafil, may Allah give me tawfiq to complete my qaza namazes. That you can do. कि मैंने नफिल पढ़े और दुआ की, या अल्लाह इन नफलों की बरकत से मुझे तौफीक दे कि मैं सारी क़ज़ा नमाज़ें पढ़ लूँ. इसकी तो इजाज़त है, लेकिन ये नहीं है कि आपने चंद नफिल पढ़ लिए तो आपकी ज़िंदगी की सारी क़ज़ा नमाज़ें वो हो गई. ये गलत है, और ये गलत इंफॉर्मेशन फैलाना भी गुनाह है. So if you keep sharing this kind of messages on the social media, you are also committing sin, because you are spreading wrong information regarding the deen of Islam. Jazakumullah wa ma alayna illa al-balagh. Fitra, the best time of fitra is from Subh Sadiq on the day of Eid. From Subh Sadiq on the day of Eid, before the namaz of Eid. That's the best time. But you can give before Eid. In the month of Ramadan, you are allowed to give. Like today is Friday, you can give today Fridays, Sahab also increases the month of Ramadan. But after Eid, you can still give. It would still be Ada, not Qaza. So the best time is between Subh Sadiq to the namaz of Eid to give your fitrah. Jazakumullah wa ma alayna illa al-balaghul mubin.